Hi guys and welcome back. It's Sarah here at RareRoo Crafts and today is JMC Designs launch day. So Julia has launched another new collection of digistamps today and I've been asked to join her design team, which was, I was really shocked but really thrilled to be asked to do this. So I'm going to start off by just showing you through the images that Julia has designed and then I will do a short project with you, which today I thought we might make a shaker card. So this is the first design in the collection. The collection is called Winter Whispers and it is a really lovely collection to use for Christmas cards and things like that. However, I do think that depending on how you colour these images up, you could use them for lots and lots of different applications. So I've used a few different colour schemes in mine, but I have actually based them all on various Christmas papers that I've got, because that's my intention, is to make a few Christmas cards and things with these. So this first one, this is Arctic Sparkle, and she's really cute, really pretty. I've done her up in all these lovely sort of blues and purples with little touches of silver, and then obviously I will find some coordinating papers in that sort of frosty colour to go with that one. So that's Arctic Sparkle. Next we have this young lady who is Crystal Snow, and I just loved her. I thought her coat really reminded me of a sort of Father Christmas, Merry Christmas sort of thing. So that's why I sort of picked the reds and whites to colour that one up in. So that is Crystal Snow. Next you've got Frosted Ruby. Now I've done her up in some sort of mint green tealy colours and very pale pinks. I've got some patterned papers that are all in these colours, and I think there was a few Frank Garcia and things last year that were in these sorts of colour schemes. So but again, you know, she doesn't have to be Christmassy. She's just a really pretty little, girl image that you could use on anything really. So that's Frosted Ruby, and then you've got Iced Berry. I really like this one. She would go really nicely in the autumnal series that we just had as well. I think you could colour her up in some really lovely autumn colours and add her to your autumn collection. We've also got the Northern Heights. I love these new house images. The little... You could make a whole sort of town and village out of these images with the ones that came in the last release. I just think they're so cute. So I've coloured those up, and I am going to be using one of these in today's card. So they are £2.99 an image. You can, however, buy the VIP kit, and if you buy the VIP collection, you get the sentiments and accessories. So this is the accessory pack. I can see I haven't quite finished colouring my little owl in yet, but we've got the little owl with the nightcap on, a couple of sort of like frosty patterns. You could even make your own sort of background paper using those. The snow lady, I really liked her. I thought she was super cute. And a couple of bits to add to the flowers and trees collections that if you've been buying Julia's set, you'll have started building up quite a good selection of wacky vegetation, which is really nice for your art journaling. Really nice things to add to your art journaling. And then there's the sentiments as well. So the sentiments this month say, does shivering count as exercise? I walk around like everything is fine, but deep down inside, my shoe, my sock is falling off. We are all like a snowflake, different in our own beautiful ways. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. Stay cosy, wander often, wander always. A snowflake is a winter's butterfly. Hot chocolate, cold nights, stars, frosty mornings. That's why I love winter. So again, these are really nice. You could, obviously size these right down and pop them onto cards, or again, they do make really great things to put in your art journals. So that's what comes in the collection this month. The VIP collection, I don't know if I said, is £12.99. And obviously if you buy the VIP collection, you get everything that I've just shown you. So today I thought we would make a card, a shaker card. Now I have already done some prep for this to try and try and make it so that it's not too long of a video. So I've taken a scalloped card, just a scalloped white card base, and I've got a piece of the mint green, this is the Crafter's Companion. It's got a name, but I can't think what it is. It's their paper anyway. I got it from the Works. Centura Pearl, that's it, the Centura Pearl collection. So I've got a piece of that. I've coloured up one of the little images of the houses with the little tree and the mushroom, and I've gone over it with a bit of glue, and I've put some fake snow and a little bit of white glitter to make it look a little bit frosty. I've then cut this frame from a die that I've got in my stash, and I've put a piece of acetate on the back, and obviously that's what's going to make the window for the shaker. I've then also cut that die out again 4 or 5 times just out of cereal packet, and I've layered it all up, and that's obviously where the shaker bits are going to sit. Now if you want to use beads and cut sequins and things like that, you would probably need more dimension than that's going to give you, but I'm just going to be putting really flat shaker elements in today, so that should be sufficient for what I want to make. So I'm going to pop that on top. Obviously I'll then pop my shaker elements in, and then we will decorate it up. So what I'll do is I will just pop you on speed up while I do this next bit, because obviously there's quite a bit of fiddling just to get everything lined up properly, and then we'll come back when we're at the point where we're going to start decorating it. And so that's the shaker part of it made, and if I just move that about, you can see the lovely snowflakes moving about in there, and there's just a bit of snow that all collects down the bottom, so it looks like it's a snowy day. And with the snow that we glued onto the rooftops earlier, it looks like it's been snowing in my little background scene of the shaker there. So now I'm going to attach my shaker onto the card, and to do that I'm going to use a couple of things. I'm going to use a bit of tape, and I'm also going to use just a little bit, I say, and go totally overboard, of hot glue. Okay, so just make sure I line it up properly. That's it. So that's the base of my card done, with my lovely shaker element on the front there. And now I just want to sort of decorate that up a bit. So I've cut a few little bits. So out of some Snow White Centura Pearl, I've cut a couple of snowbanks using a die from my stash. So I think I am just going to mark it and just trim this down ever so slightly. Mark it there. That was a bit trickier than I thought. I think that'd be easier to cut on a mat with a knife, actually, to be honest. But hey ho, I've got there. I've got the second snowbank. I've just put a little piece of cereal box on the back to pop that up, and that's going to go there. So there we go. like that. And then I've got iced berry, and I think I'm going to stand her there with a little snowman or snow lady that she's been building. So I think I'll probably just put a couple of little bits on the back of the girl to make her stand up a little bit more, and for that I'll use my slightly thicker cat food packaging. So I'm not going to bother putting any on legs because I am going to tuck them under the snowbank so it looks like she's standing in the snow. So I am just going to try not to burn myself with the hot glue gun again. Pop some on there and pop it on there. And then I will put a little bit just on the back of that. And on she goes. There we go. Then I think I'm going to glue half the little snow lady flat. Just a bit of tacky glue on the back of that, and just slightly tucked under the snowbank. And then I'm just going to use my pokey tool just to get that arm just sort of slightly behind the girl. So she's just been building that snow lady, and I'm just being cautious to make sure that the tassels on the scarf sit within the frame of the card so that it'll sit in the envelope properly. So on this side I'm going to do a bit of a flower cluster. I do like to do a little flower cluster. So I've got some of the fir tree type branches in the pale green. I have got some darker green which looks quite cute. What else have we got? I've got some leaves done in, these are done in the Centuria Pearl Snow White. So all I've done here is use the scraps from making the actual card. And then this is just one that was left over from the autumn project that I did last month. So all I'm going to do is just sort of layer them up in the background here. So I'm not going to overthink this, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to stick a bit of glue on, and I'm not worrying too much whether they're sticking down really firmly at the moment, because I will be going over and putting some flowers and things on, and that will just anchor a lot of this greenery and what have you. So again, I'm just trying to be mindful of envelope. I have gone slightly over, so I probably will end up making my own envelope for this, which is what happens a lot of the time. My intentions are good. I intend to not make it too dimensional, not make it too sprawling so that it ends up being too big for the envelope, but it never quite happens. I always end up having to make a new envelope, but never mind. If it looks pretty, it's worth it. So just putting some greenery in the background there. Then I've got all sorts of wintry looking bits and pieces. So I've got some of these look like just fluffy bushy looking things. So I will tuck one of those in. What flowers have I got? Let's look at flowers. So I've taken out of my stash some wintry flowers. As I've said on previous videos, I do tend to make most of my flowers. The exception to that is the roses, and I just buy the cheap white roses and then alter them. So these I've just gone over them with blue ink, and then just put a little bit of glitter paste on the tips there, just to make them shine and sparkle. So I've got a few of those. Just take the wires off of them. I've got these pretty ones that I've done with glittery stamen and a leaf. Got a couple of those. Got the daisy type ones, and on these I've put a little bit of Nouveau drops in the middle and then sprinkled some glitter on so they look frosted. These ones I've got just gold gems in the middle, but I've done the the leaves, the petals on them in a blue and white sort of variegated. I've got a couple of just sort of like a creamy white with a green leaf background and a little golden pearl centre. And then I've got a couple of the daisies again, but these are in a pure white paper and they've just got flat back pearls, one a blue one and a pearl coloured one in the centre there. And then I've got some little tiny ones as well, and these are sort of the ones that I use for filler. I've got quite a lot of these if I do need any more. I probably won't put all of these on, but I just thought I'd get them all out and then I can sort of try and see what ones I like. I've also got these little like spikes with little bits of foam on. These were from the pound shop last year. I brought a few stems of these and I just cut bits off as and when I want to use them. I've got some more of the brush things in with some blue tips. They look quite wintry. So I've also got some really big sort of foam berries on a branch that I can either use as one or I can cut them off. So what I'll do is I'll start playing around and then sort of see where I want to place things and just sort of glue them into place as I go along, really. So I just start by just chucking a few down and just sort of see where we go, really. I do like them to look quite sort of full, but at the same time I don't want it to just be so much on there that you can't really see what's going on. Now the thing I do find with these ones from the pound shop is they lie a lot better on your card if you snip all of one side off, because then you've got a flat surface that can go down towards your card, and then you can see that just sits a whole lot nicer on your card. So we've got that. So I think what I'll do is I will start by using some hot glue on the bigger flower just to anchor that piece in. Once you get, sometimes it is just commit, just put something down, and once you've got it down, it's then easier to start sort of putting other stuff around it. It's the hesitation of putting that first bit down in case it, you don't like it, you haven't done it right, it's not the right colour, it's not the right shape, and I think, do you know what, at the end of the day, this is just a card. Just commit, put it down and see, if you don't like it, just keep going at it, just keep adding things until you do like it. So I'm just going to pop a little filler flower there, and that will help to anchor those and also just cover that hot glue. And then I'll put some of the paper roses down towards the bottom. So if anybody's interested in knowing how I make the paper flowers, please leave me a comment down below, and I'm more than happy to do a little video showing how I make the various flowers. I don't use any of the expensive kits and all that jazz. I do it with some really cheap bits that I got off of eBay, AliExpress, that sort of the place, that are not actually designed for paper flower shaping, but they do the job every bit as good as these really expensive kits that you can buy. And not everybody's got the budget for it. I know when I first started crafting, I wasn't sure whether it was going to be my thing. I didn't want to spend an arm and a leg, just sort of finding out whether I liked it or not. So I was really keen to find ways of doing things cheaper, doing things, making my own version of things. So that's why I tend to use a lot of homemade stencils, and that's also why I will often, I've got things like my homemade texture paste and stuff like that. It's because in the beginning I just didn't feel that I was at a point where I wanted to really invest the big money that a lot of the time crafting can be. I have got a few more of the tools and things these days. I do tend to ask for either craft stuff or craft vouchers and things for birthdays and Christmas. And I have been building it up over the last sort of 2 or 3 years, really. So, I'm quite happy to share my frugal tips if anybody is interested in any of those. So, There we go. I think that'll probably do. I might just put some of these beads just there. We've got that dark green bit, which I really like because it helps the all the flowers and things to pop a little bit, but it is quite dark in comparison to the rest of the card. Now, I could get some gesso out and pop a bit of gesso on, or I could just put some things like these cream beads over over the front of it, and that'll just sort of take your eye away from the darker colour, and your eye will naturally just go to that lighter colour at the front there. There we go. Yeah, I like that much more. That's better. I forgot that somebody was coming to pick up some cake stands, so I've just had to quickly go and sort that out. When I came back, I just thought I'd add a few little leaves into the cluster. All I've done is take one of those branches that got all the leaves on it. I've just snipped them off, and then I've added them in throughout the flower cluster on the side here. I've got a little sentiment that says warm Christmas wishes, and that came from this Festive Wonder Sentiments topper set, and that came from the Works for £1. So I'm going to add that down the bottom. They've got little foam pads on, but I am just going to put a little bit of hot glue for security, and because it's been out of the packet for a little bit while I was faffing about, and I'm not entirely sure, not confident it would stay stuck, so I'm happier with a little bit of glue on it. And I also bought, when I was in the Works, this lovely pack of snowflakes. I've got lots of different types of snowflakes, but I really liked these little resin ones with a gem in the centre, and I just thought they might be a nice addition to this card. So again, it's sort of getting the balance, don't want to overdo it, but at the same time, you know, it is nice to have these little details on your card. So I think I'm just going to go with 3. I'm going to have 1 in the actual flower cluster and then 2 up in that corner there. So again, they do have a little sticky pad on the back of them, but I'm just not confident enough that that will stay stuck, particularly in the flower cluster. Obviously it's a really uneven surface, and up here in the corner, that is glitter card that I've cut the top layer out of when I made the card. So again, things like foam tape and sticky tapes, sort of, you know, double-sided sticky tape. Oh, I can't word today. Yeah, they're not going to stick to glitter cards, so just pop a little bit of hot glue on, and there we go. And there you have it. So I will at some point find a pretty patterned paper that goes with that theme and pop it on the inside and put a sentiment in there. But that's fundamentally my card done. It's got the beautiful snowy shaker in the centre there with the gorgeous picture there of the Northern Heights in the background, and then we've got Iceberry with her little snow lady on the front there, and our beautiful flower cluster on the side. And I think that'll make a really lovely Christmas card for somebody. I do tend to either send them as large letters, or if they're really dimensional like this one, I will often hand post them. But for Christmas or birthdays, I don't mind paying a little bit extra for postage if it's the card I want to send. So thank you ever so much for joining me today. Please go and check out Julia McNeil Crafts. I'll leave her links for her YouTube and for her store and everything in the box below. This is also a YouTube hop, so there's lots of other ladies that have been involved, and they have created some really beautiful projects using the Winter Whispers collection. Again, all of their links will be in the description box below, along with the link to the Facebook group, to Julia's Facebook group, where again lots of people share the artwork that they do, you know, particularly using the stamps and images designed by Julia. So thanks ever so much for watching. If you like the video, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate any subscribers. If you click the little bell icon, then that means every time I upload a video, you'll get notified, and yeah, we can do the crafting together. If there's anything that you'd like to see me do, if you've seen anything in this project or any previous projects that you'd like me to sort of go into a bit more detail or show you how it's done, please feel free to leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to put something together in a video for you. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.